Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining from today. A very warm welcome to all of you. So the number of participants is growing. So while we wait for a few more minutes, please use the chat and tell us where you're joining us from today. It's also very nice, thank you, to see all these hearts and thumbs up coming in. Hello to Thailand, Kenya, Cameroon, Turkey, colleagues joining from all over the world. Thank you so much for being here from Chad, Benin, Egypt, Mauritania. So nice to have you all here. Russia, Tanzania, Afghanistan. Welcome. Welcome everyone. Also people joining from even across time zones here. Might be quite late for some of you, rather early for the others. So nice to see that. All right. So we'll, meanwhile, we're waiting. Keep up with introducing yourself and tell us where you're joining from. We'll wait for maybe 30 more seconds. Greetings to Congo, to Gaza, Pakistan. Great to have you all here. Saludos. All right, so we already have more than 30 colleagues here with us and more still joining. But in the interest of time, I would say let's get started and we'll keep the room open so colleagues can continuously join as we go. We are recording the session and yes, here we go. So yeah, welcome to today's session on an introduction to Axel. My name is Sina Weinhuber, and I'm part of the UNV capacity development team based in Bonn in Germany. And our role is to support your personal and professional development as UN volunteers. And yeah, we're really happy to have you with us today. Some practical information. Use the chat throughout the whole session to ask questions or share your thoughts or add comments, and we'll be keeping an eye on it. You can also use the reaction buttons like you were doing earlier, so feel free to send a thumbs up or a heart anytime. We're always happy to see some reactions from your part. Yeah, there are some practical information on the Zoom webinar we're in here right now. So there is a closed captions and live translation available via the menu bar. So in case that helps you to participate more comfortably and yes, this webinar is part of further upcoming webinars on data analysis, so stay tuned. Today, as I was saying, we're focusing on Microsoft Excel for data analysis. This is a very practical skill and useful for any kind of reporting, of course, tracking data or making sense of numbers in general. So I guess mastering Excel can really help us to work a little smarter and make our daily work easier. And we're very happy to have Jakob with us today. So Jakob is a former online volunteer and a real Excel expert, and he will guide us through some key Excel functions and share also some practical tips. And yeah, whether you're a beginner or already a little more advanced, I'm sure there's something in there for you. So before we start, we'd like to get a little sense of the room. And therefore, I'll be launching a poll and asking you on your confidence of your Excel skills. So how confident do you feel using MS Excel if 1 is rather a beginner and 10 is a Excel master? So please vote there. Oh, wow. Many votes coming in already. Um, Okay, looks like it's very mixed. So we have beginners, probably also regular users, and also some advanced colleagues, which is really nice. So we look forward to learning from those of you also with more experience. So be happy to step in and also use the chat if you also have something to say on that. And yeah, with that, I'm very happy to hand over to you, Jakub. The floor is yours, and thank you again for all being here.
Thank you. So I will start with sharing my presentation. And hopefully you all see my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Sina mentioned, I started with UNB as a volunteer, and I worked on some HR data analysis of some learnings. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacob, and about my professional experience, I worked at IBM for the past 12 years as a senior business analyst, and for the past 5 years, I worked as commission end-to-end subject matter expert. So I was using the Excel on daily basis for many different topics. Okay, so I would start with housekeeping. Um, so basically, I started with this presentation, and I will go through a few slides, and then I will show you the demo where I will go through some really basic features and functions in Excel. So this demo will be presented only once, but don't be afraid because the session is recorded and we will also share the practice file with you. Feel free to submit your questions into Q&A. You can submit questions during the session and we will reply on those questions, but it depends on the time. So if there will be time, we can respond directly when I will do the demo, or we will come to the questions at the end of the session. As mentioned, the session is recorded and will be shared with you after the session. And the practice file where I will do demo will be shared with you as well, so you can have some hands-on experience and you can try to follow the steps that I will show you. Now, some recommendations from me. Based on my experience, there is many functions and features in Excel. It should be over 450, and I believe there is much more that you can do in Excel. But you need just a few of them. So it means I was using for my work maybe 10, 15, 20 basic features and functions. And it's related to the second point that you don't need to be an expert in all the functions in Excel, but it's always good to know that some of the functions exist in the Excel. So it's the same for me. I'm just following some people on social media and who are demonstrating something in Excel with charts, tables, functions, and so on. And even after half of year, when I'm doing something, I just find in my head that this is something that I already saw. So I'm saving all these guidances from the social media. Also, you can use Google or AI to explore what you need. So if you like to do something and you don't know how to do it, maybe there is already function which can help you. So you can just type into Google as an example, how can I remove spaces before and after the text, and it will advise you to use trim function as an example. And the last one, before each exercise, just take a moment and think about how you would like to build the report, how you would like to present data, or how you would like to create the charts so it makes sense, and how you would like to present this data to your stakeholders or management team. So, I mean, just don't start to work on something immediately, and then you will have to update and update and update the file again. So it's always good to have a picture of the final result that you would like to achieve. How you can use the Excel in UNV. So you can use the Excel to track workshops or meeting attendance. You can organize contact list and schedule. You can prepare summaries for the reports. You can use Excel to clean data. So so when you start to work on some data analysis, you always have to clean data. If you are receiving the inputs from many colleagues, as an example, you can notice in the data that they are not consistent. So sometimes you will miss some of data, sometimes you will see duplicated data, and so on. So you can use Excel also for cleanup of data. And the last one, as an example, you can use Excel to create basic tables and charts. As an example, I used Excel in my work for daily reporting to my management team. So I had to prepare the reports on daily basis, and I used Excel. And if you will be already advanced in Excel, you can also do some automations in Excel with macros, VBAs, and you can just click on the buttons and you will pull data directly from databases and so on. So that's for what I used Excel as well. I used Excel for data analysis when we had to identify some root causes and so on. About the exercise that we will go through together today, we will have data or reports from two different workshops, and we will combine these two reports into one master table, and then we will anonymize the report. So if we are asked to provide some anonymized report, so you will see how you can anonymize the names. So step by step, what we will do. First of all, we will create a list. So combine those two reports, as I mentioned. We will sort data to see some duplicates in the list. We will remove duplicates, and our first column will be done. Then we will split the name. So we will have full name, but we would like to have this full name split into two cells. So in the first cell, we will have the first name, and in the next cell, we will have just last name. We will create acronyms from these names. So we will take the first letter from the first name and first letter from the last name. We will join these acronyms and we will use the function concat for that. And then we will use the function xlookup to link the country to participants. And again, we will use xlookup to link the attendance for the name. So now it might be too abstract for you, but we will go to the file and it will make more sense for you. So what we will learn today, I will show you some basic features as sort data alphabetically from A to Z, or you can sort data from Z to A. I will show you how to remove duplicated values. I will also show you some shortcuts. I really like Control Shift and Arrow, which will select all non-empty cells for you, so you don't need to do it manually. The Find shortcut, if you like to find some text in the range of the data. And then some basic functions. So we will use the text split to split the full name to first and last name. We will use function left to create an acronyms. So we will take the first letter from the left, from the text. We will join the text acronyms with the function concat, and then we will use xlookup function to link the country to the names. Okay, so now I will go to the...
Maybe just a quick note. There was a question if you could raise your voice a little bit, but also for the colleagues who have difficulties, maybe you can also raise the audio on your device. And then thank you very much. And
okay, so we are in the Excel now, and I will show you the demo. So as I mentioned, just to explain the file to you, so we have 4 tabs here. We have workshop 1, data workshop 2, country reference, and practice tab. So here in the tab workshop 1, we have data we received from someone who led the workshop. And we have an information who registered for the workshop. So here we have a lot of names of people who registered for this first workshop. And then we have an information if the person really attended the workshop. So 1 means the person attended workshop, and 0 means the person didn't attend the workshop. So as an example, Kylo registered for the workshop on 5th of December, and he also attended the workshop at the end. Emmy registered for the workshop, but 0 means that she didn't attend the workshop. So this is from 5th of December 2024. In the next step, we have almost the same, but data are from different workshops. So these data are from 5th of February 2025. And again, we have registered people here and information if they attended workshop or not. The people could register also for the first workshop and also for the second workshop. So when we will combine the list, you will see that we have some of the names twice in the list. As you can see in these reports from workshop, we don't have reference the country. So here is no information from which country the registered person is. For this purpose, we have another table, reference table, where we can see the linkage between the country and participants. So it might happen that you will get reports from your colleagues about workshops, and you will ask someone from HR to share with you also the report of registered people and the country that they are coming from. So they have this data available, so they can share that with you. So in case you are asked to summarize the report based on the country, and you need the country, so you can just and you don't have the country in the reports that you will receive from colleagues about the workshop, then you can use this reference table, and you can use xlookup to link the country to participants. And then we have the practice sheet, which we can call also our master table. When you are working on some data analysis, it's always to have all data combined in one master table. So instead of joining different tables, different tabs, and so on, it's always useful to put all the information into one table. So as an example, in the next webinars, when we will also summarize data and create some pivot tables. You will see that it's much easier to create pivot table and summary only from one master table instead of taking the data from many different tables, sources, and tabs. So this is our master table where we will combine the data from first and second workshop, and where we will also bring the information about country and attendance. So in the second row, I added the name of the feature or function that we will use for our exercise. In the third row, you have header for our table. So in the first column, we will have the all names from first and second workshop. Then we will split the name to first and last name. So we will have them separately. We will take first letter from first name, from the last name. We will join those acronyms, and we will bring the country into our master table. And here in column L, you have also step-by-step guidance what we will do. So when we will share the file with you, you can look at this step-by-step guide, and you can follow the steps. Okay. So now we will do the first step, which is to create a list to combine the names from the first and second workshop. So we will bring the names here into the into the column name, and we will start right after the column header. So we will insert the data into cell A4. So A stands for column and for row. So we will paste the data here into cell A4. So I'm going to the data from the first workshop, and now I like to copy all the names into my master file, right? So you can do it manually, and you can just do left click on the first name and just scroll down and select all of them. And in this report, we have only I think 90 names, maybe 85. But if you think that you will work with huge tables and with many data, as an example, if you will have 200K of rows of data and you should do it manually, it will take you like maybe not 20 minutes, but maybe 2-3 minutes to select all the names manually. And this is where we can use the first shortcut, Control, Shift, and arrow. In this case, arrow down. So if you like to select a full list, I will just press Control, Shift, and arrow down, and the list is selected within the second. So even if you have 100K of rows of data, you can select all the names with this shortcut very fast. So we used the arrow down, but if you like to select all data in row, as an example, you can use the shortcut Control, Shift, and arrow right? And you can combine it. You can press Control, Shift, right, and down, and you will select all the data. This is working if there is no blank cell, just for you to know. So if I will remove one of the name and I will try to select again the full list, and I will press Control, Shift, and arrow down, it will select all data only until the first blank row. So it's important that you always check if you have some blank data. So again, if I will press Control, Shift, and arrow down, and I'm still pressing Control Shift, and I will do arrow down once again and once again. It will select me all the names, and you can go back as well with Control Shift and arrow. Okay, so I will just make the step back and add the name, and I'm going to select the full list once again. So I select the first name, Control Shift and arrow down, and all names are selected. And now we would like to copy this data and paste them into our master file. So you can do it again manually. If you will do right click on your selection, you will get an option copy data. If you will work in Excel on daily basis, then you will be using shortcuts and you will get used for it. So instead of manually selecting the option copy, you can use the shortcut Control C, which stands for copy. So I pressed Control C and I copied all data I selected. Now I go back to my practice tab. And again, you can paste data manually by right click, and you can select the option paste data, and data will be pasted. Or you can again use shortcut Control V, which stands for paste values. So Control V and data are pasted. So we already have the list of names from the first workshop, but our task is to combine data from first and second workshop. So we will do the same for the names from the second workshop. So I can go at the end and I will paste the data from second workshop here. And again, you can use, instead of scrolling, you can just use Control Shift arrow down and you will be on the last name and you can just click right after. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with the second workshop. So I go to tab with second workshop data. I again select the first name, Control Shift arrow down. I will check if there is nothing more, and I will again use shortcut Control C. Data are copied. I'm going back to practice and Control V shortcut, and I pasted the data from second workshop. And now we have the list of all participants from first and second workshop. So if I will select them all, I can see here that count of the participants is 179. Okay, so we are done with the first exercise. Okay, and we can go to the second task. So sort data. As mentioned, the participants could register for the first and second workshop as well, but we would like to have a list of unique values only. So we would like to have all the names only once in our list. If you would like to check the duplicates manually, you can just do it manually, and you will, for example, check for Kylo, and you will just scroll down and search for Kylo if Kylo is in our report, in our list twice. You can do it with the shortcut Control F. So if you click Control F, you will get a pop-up window, and here you can paste the name, and it will show you all values of the text you paste. So first of all, I have to select the column where I would like to search. So I like to search in the column with names, and I like to search for Kylo Toka. And when I will click find all, it will find me the name, and I will click on find next, and I see that the Kylo is also in the row 90. So the name is on my list twice, right? So this is another example how you can check if you have some duplicated values. If I will check for Emmy, she's there twice as well. Mary, she's there twice as well. But we have also the people who are on the list only once, so they registered only for workshop 1 or workshop 2. Okay, so this is how we can find duplicates, but to make it even much easier, you can sort data, and you will have all duplicates in following rows. So to sort the data, you have to apply the filter. So now we don't have filter, and if you would like to apply filter, you just select the header of your table. You go to data and you click on filter, and now we applied filter to our table. And if you like to sort the data, you just click on the little arrow at your column, and you can select if you like to sort the data alphabetically from A to Z or from Z to A. In our case, I will just select from A to Z, and my data are sorted alphabetically. And now we can see that Adalyn is in our list only once, Alora once. Then we have Amanda twice, so she registered for first and second workshop as well. Again, just to make it much easier, you don't need to even sort data. You can use the feature to remove duplicates. So even if I will go back and my data are not sorted and I don't know how many duplicates I have, you can just select the range. Again, I selected first name, Control-Shift arrow down. I selected the range of all names. And if you go to data, and here you have the little icon which says remove duplicates. So if you click on remove duplicates, you will get a pop-up window. And just to not complicate it, you select just continue with the current selection. You click on remove duplicates. It's just confirming that you like to remove duplicates from the column name, and you click OK. And you will get a message that the Excel found 81 duplicated values, which were removed, and you still have 98 unique values. Okay. And this is how you can easily remove duplicates from your list. So we are done with the step 2. And also, so we sorted data and we removed duplicates. Okay, so just to check, can you hear me better now, or it's still not good?
There was no more remark on that one, so I guess everything's fine.
Okay.
Thank you for some thumbs up in the chat as well. Yes, maybe you can show again how, like there was a question, I did not see the remove duplicate icon, just very quick.
Okay.
This
Okay.
one, thank you.
So I will click step back. Okay. And we again have all the duplicates in our list. So we have again 179 names. So I selected all names. And here in menu, if you go on data, and here is the icon in section data tools. And here is the icon with a red cross. So if you just click on that icon and you select continue with current selection, click on remove duplicates in column name, okay, it will remove duplicates. And you will get only the unique values, 98. Okay. And just to double check, if I select again the range with names, Control-Shift arrow down, here you can see that count of names is 98. Okay. So second step is done, and also the third one. Okay, so now split name. We have now the list of unique names, but we have full names here. If you like to manually split the name, you can do it. So you can just take the first name, copy, paste it here, And you can do the same with the second one. Copy, paste it here. Again, if you are working with many data, you will have to do it. If you have 50,000 K of rows, you have to do it 50,000 times. So we can use the formula or function, which is mentioned here. So text split. So I click on the cell where I would like to apply the formula, and this is the place where you can insert your formula. Each formula you have to start with the sign equal, and then you write the formula. This window you can use if you already know the functions. So if you already know how the name of the function and all attributes you have to define in the function. If you don't know, then you can just click on this icon fx, and you will get a pop-up window where you can find all functions which exist in Excel. In this first window, you can just type the first letters of the function, and if you click on Go, you will get the functions. So I will write text, Go, and here I have all functions which consist text. I will add text sp, Go, and I got the function text split. If you have no idea what function you would like to use, then you can click on this arrow, select a category. So here you have many different categories on functions. So as an example, you can use functions for text, you can use statistical functions, functions for date, and so on. So if I like to search it manually, I will go to text because it's text function, and I will search for text split. But instead, I will just use the search bar, and I found the function, and I will click on OK. And now, once you work with functions, you have to define attributes. The bold ones are mandatory, and the rest is optional. So with text split, we have to define two attributes. The first one is text, so it means which text we would like to split. And the second one is delimiter. So it means what do we have between the first and last name, or between any text you would like to split. So I will select as the first attribute the name, and second attribute, we can see that between the first and last name, we have just space. So I will insert just space. So I just click on space on my keyboard, and that's it. And here below, you have already preview of your function that how it will looks like. So we can see that function split the full name to first and last name. And when I click OK, we have this full name split to first and last name already. So that's how the function text split works. So that's the step 4. And then we like to create an acronyms from the first and last name. For this, we will use function left. So function left will take the characters from the left side of the text. So in our case, we would like to take the first letter from Kylo, right? So we will use the left function, and the second attribute will be how many characters we would like to take. So again, I'm going to the cell where I would like to apply the function, and again, I click on fx icon, and I will search for function left. I click on Go to search function. It's here, the first one, it's highlighted. I click on OK, and again, I have to define attributes. So the first one is text, as I mentioned, and the second one is number of characters we would like to take from the left. It's not mandatory, because if you will leave it blank, it will take by default only one character. So I will define the first attribute. So I will just click on the text where I would like to apply the function. And now, if I just left it blank, you can see in preview that the result is only letter K. So it's by default only one. If I will insert here as an example 3, then you can see that function is taking 3 characters from the left, from the text. If I will insert 2, it takes 2 letters. So I will insert here just 1, because I like to have only first letter, and click OK. And the function took the first letter from the text I selected. I will do the same for the last name. So again, I go to function, left is already here, highlight it, I click OK. And again, I have to select the text. So now I like to apply the function for the last name. So I click on the last name and number of characters. And also, if you like to switch between the attributes, you can use the tabulator tab on your keyboard, and you will switch to the next attribute. You can also use just your mouse and click on the attribute, but you can use also tabulator. So number of characters, 1, and click OK. And we have acronym from the last name as well. So we are not working with full name or full first and last name, but we created the acronyms. And now we would like to join this first letter from first name and last name. And for this, we can use the function concat. Again, I go to icon for functions. I search for concat function. It's highlighted. Okay. And now I have to select what I like to join. So what fields? I can use it to make from the first name and last name, again, the full name as an example, but we would like to create acronyms. So we would like to join first letter from first name and from last name. So I will delete it. And again, I go to functions, concat is highlighted, okay. And I will join first letter from first name, change attribute, and join with the first letter from last name and click OK. And I will get the initials. The acronyms are usually used with dots. So we would like to have K.R. So we can again use the function concat. So I will delete this one. And again, I go to functions, concat, and I will select the first letter. And in second attribute, I don't need to select any letter from or anything from my table. I can just insert what I would like to have as the next character. So I will just type here dot. Then I go to next attribute. I will select the letter from the last name. And after the letter, I would like to have again the dot. And then when I click OK, I will get initials of names. So we anonymized the names. So we created acronyms, 5-step. And the 6th step, we joined acronyms. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, if we are asked to prepare some summary based on countries, and we don't have countries in our reports from our colleagues who collected data about the workshop, but we got the table from HR department with all names and associated countries. So we can use this table to bring the data to our master file. So for this, we will use the XLOOKUP function, which is one of the most famous functions and the most used functions in Excel, I would say. And it's just searching for the name in different table and it will bring you values. So just to demonstrate how you would do it if you do it manually, you will just take the first name. You will just remember that it's Kylo, you go to your reference table and you search for Kylo one by one. So here he is. And you would take China, copy, and you can copy with shortcut here, Control V. Instead of searching manually, again, you can use shortcut Control F. So you can just copy name, go to reference table, you select the range where you would like to search for name, you use shortcut Control F, you paste the name, Control V, and you search for the name, you found the name, you can copy country, and again, you can paste it here to our master table. But again, if you are working with many data, if you should do it for 1000 of rows, it will just not work. So for this is used the function xlookup. For some of you who already worked with VLOOKUP and so on, this is like enhanced VLOOKUP function, which was implemented, if I'm not wrong, maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5. And the difference between VLOOKUP and xlookup is that with VLOOKUP you can bring only values which are on the right side from a lookup value. With xlookup you can bring values from left and right as well. So again, I selected the cell where I would like to apply the function. I go on function icon and I search for xlookup. It's here, highlighted. I click OK. And now I'm going to define the attributes. So the first one is what we would like to search for. So we would like to search for name. So I will select the name. The second, it's asking where we would like to search. So we have to highlight the column with all names we have in our reference table. And then the value we would like to bring here. So it's country. So we will have to select the country column. Okay, so I will define the first one. So I will select the name that I'm going to search for. I change to second attribute where I would like to search. I go to my reference table. I like to search the name in column with names. And the last one attribute, what we would like to bring. We would like to bring the country. So I will select the full column with countries. And others are not mandatory, so we will not complicate it. And when I click OK, the function return me the value, the country. Okay, and now you can just double click on the below down corner, left double click, and the function is copied to all rows, right? So you can see that instead of manual searching, you can use this function, and if you will have even 200K of rows of data, this function will bring the value from some reference table to you in second. Okay, and as I copied the function to all other rows for xlookup, I can do also for the other functions we already used. So if I will select them and left double click on the right down corner, it will copy the function to all rows, right? So you can give me some thumbs up or whatever if you understood how the xlookup function works first. Three, four. Okay. Okay. Okay, and now those of you who maybe didn't understand how the xlookup function works, just to, okay. Okay. So maybe if you see only once how to use xlookup, maybe it doesn't make sense to you. And believe me that it didn't make sense to me as well when I started to work with Excel. But if you will practice and you will you will understand the logic behind this function, and you will do maybe 20 XLOOKUPs, then it will be for you something very, very easy, and you will find it very, very useful. So as mentioned, the file will be shared with you, so you can practice, and you can watch also on the recording of the session, and you can try to maybe change something in the attributes and to see how it works and so on. Okay, I like to mention you one issue with XLOOKUP that you can face. So as an example, if you use XLOOKUP, it's searching for exact match of the name. So as an example, Kylo, if the function is searching for Kylo in this column, it must be exactly the same. But sometimes it happens that if you pull the data from different data sources, and in your reference table, you will have the space after the name. And if I go back, you can see that the result of our function is not available. And it's exactly because the names are not exactly same. So even the space behind the text can bring you not available value, which means that when you will be working with XLOOKUP, you can think that the name is not there, but in fact it's there, but it just with the space after the text. So for this is not mentioned in the presentation, but you can create some help column. We will just call it stream because we will use stream function. And I will add some spaces here. So VLOOKUP is not working. Okay, and to remove any spaces before or after the text, you can use the function trim. So if I go on functions, I select trim, okay. And I like to apply trim for the name, okay. And I will copy the formula to all cells. And I will use shortcut Control-C and paste it here instead of the initial names as values. Then with this function, I removed all the spaces before and after the text. And now the XLOOKUP function works. And this first one is not working because we have the space in our reference table, not in our master table. So it's always better to use this trim function before you are going to apply the XLOOKUP. It's always good to use trim function for searched value and also for the in a reference table. But this is already something advanced, and you don't need to think too much about it. It's just for those a bit more advanced that this is one of most common issue with XLOOKUP. And then so the seventh step is done, and now we should link attendance, and that's the last exercise. Create pivot table, we will not do it. It's already a little bit advanced. So we will come to pivot tables and summaries on the next webinars. That's maybe for you. If you think you are familiar with the first steps, you can just think about how to summarize the data and how to use the pivot tables. So it's not mandatory, but it's optional for you. Okay, so again, for attendance, we will do the same. So I'm going to functions, XLOOKUP, it's highlighted. Okay, I'm going to define attributes. So I'm going to search for name, and I like to see attendance from the first workshop. So I'm going to search for the name in column A in workshop 1 table. I'm sorry, I have to do it again. So functions, XLOOKUP, the first attribute name. I have to change the attribute. I go to workshop 1 table, I select all names, and I like to bring the information from the workshop 1 table about attendance. I click OK, double click, function was copied to all rows, and I'm done. And I will do the same with the second workshop, XLOOKUP. I'm searching for name, change attribute, searching in table from second workshop here. And I like to bring the information from second workshop about the attendance. So I selected all attendance column. Okay, double click, and we are done. So this is basically how we created the master file. So we have all data in one master table, and now we can use it for some data analysis, and we can create an overviews and summaries. Okay, so that's about the demo I wanted to demonstrate, and I have just one more slide. So you can just type into Q&A the answers on my questions if you remember something. So the first one is, which Excel feature would you use to remove duplicated names from a list? Control F we used for find. Data plus data tools, it's close. A to Z we used for sorting. Right, from data, remove duplicates. Yeah. So if we would like to remove duplicates, we go to data and we click on icon remove duplicates. The second question, which function would you use to extract the last 3 letters from the text? And this is a little bit tricky one. Left, it's very close, but we use left for extracting from the left, correct, the right function. So this is something that I didn't show you, but yeah, it's nice to see that you think about it. Okay. The third question, which function would you use to join text from 2 or more cells? Concat. Perfect. And text join could work as well. And the last one question, which shortcut would you use to select all non-empty cells? Control Shift and something else. Control Shift and arrow down, or up, or right, or left. It depends what you would like to select. Okay. So, okay, I see you remember something. And what we learned, I will just skip it because of the time. And just remember that you have to practice, practice, practice. And remember that you don't need to be an expert in those functions. It's very important to know that those functions exist, and then you can search for them and practice.
Thank you very much, Jakub. That was very insightful, many practical tips there. We have 1 minute left, so maybe one question we can address here. It is on the remove duplicate topic. So the question was, if duplicates are figures, what would happen? We were talking about text, but if they were figures.
Well, if we are talking about numbers, as an example, then the numbers must be formatted as text if we would like to remove duplicates. If those numbers are formatted as numbers. I think this doesn't work, but I would have to check.
All right, thank you very much. Well, then that brings us to the end of today's session on the basics of Excel. I hope this all gave you a solid foundation and also some practical tips which you can start applying in your daily work as a volunteer. So thank you very much for your active participation. Yes, please.
One more comment. You can practice with the file that we will share with you. And if you have some questions, then don't hesitate to contact me, and I will try to help you to understand it.
Great. That's very nice invite, colleagues. So go for it. Yes. So as mentioned, this was like a first session on our small Excel learning series. So we will have more sessions coming up, building on also today's content. So stay tuned and check out also our newsletter and our newly launched WhatsApp channel, which I'm just posting in the chat. So there you will also, learn about further upcoming sessions. I'm also sharing the UNV eCampus, so our learning platform, where you can also find further learning for you. Then there's also the LinkedIn Learning via eCampus link I'll be sharing. So if you're eligible, you can also access LinkedIn Learning and search for further Excel courses there in the self-paced mode, which can be also very helpful. And yes, in addition, I would like to ask you to participate in our learner needs assessment so we can continuously also tailor the upcoming sessions to better meet your needs in general. So also feel free to share the LNA with some of your fellow volunteer colleagues. Oh, and then I can just give a big thank you to you, Jakob, for today's excellent session. And after this session, I will share the recordings and also the links, as I can see we're not working in here, but no worries, you will receive a mail, and you can revisit also specific parts which were mainly interesting for you in practice, again, also in your own pace with the Excel document. And we really hope to see many of you again. And thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful day. Bye and take care.
Thank you.